Switzerland-based company OccamFi is set to launch the first ever decentralized Launchpad and DeFi ecosystem designed specifically for Cardano. If you've been following Cardano and a lot of the exciting new technologies emerging on this platform, there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the announcement from OccamFi. So who is OccamFi? What do they bring to the table in third-gen blockchain tech, and what does their offering mean for the ever-changing world of Cardano? Let's find out. Let's talk about why it is prime time for a Cardano Launchpad. Now, if you're a fan of this channel, you know I'm a huge Cardano fan, and for good reason. It's quickly growing into one of the world's largest blockchain ecosystems, and unlike a lot of the other big crypto players in the market, it has a unique property of having mass amounts of on-chain liquidity that is yet to be fully realized. Only recently has ADA allowed holders to stake their coins in the protocol for the purposes of yield farming. Since staking was implemented in mid-2020, there's been a massive growth in the amount of ADA currently in circulation and locked within the protocol. With around 16 billion ADA circulating around and an estimated 22.7 billion ADA staked and locked on-chain, there exists a massive untapped opportunity for ADA holders to use their funds to further the growth of the Cardano blockchain while also netting some serious earnings through on-chain yields. OccamFi sees this as an opportunity and aims to create a framework that will utilize to its full potential the entire platform. OccamRazer is described on their website like this. They say, the next generation protocol for decentralized fundraising. It will enable projects to raise funds, and in time, we hope it will attract some of the most diverse projects in the blockchain ecosystem. OccamRazer is a decentralized launchpad based on the Cardano ecosystem. New projects will run initial DEX offerings or IDOs entirely on Cardano, where holders can invest in the new coins, tapping into the high liquidity present in the Cardano blockchain. To make the fundraising process as seamless as possible, OccamFi includes a variety of features within OccamRazer that make it easy for any startups to get the capital needed to fund their new projects. For those providing liquidity, it's incredibly easy to find new pools to invest in. One of OccamFi's aims is to highlight each startup as much as possible to encourage the entire fundraising process. Mark Berger, member of the Occam Association, says among the first expected users of OccamRazer are successful early-stage projects from Cardano's decentralized community-led funding initiative, Project Catalyst. These projects, validated by the community, are uniquely positioned to grow into a ready and waiting Cardano ecosystem. Through OccamRazer, we provide the tools and access to venture capital required to accelerate their applications to new heights. Included in the launch of OccamRazer is the introduction of the OCC token. These tokens allow investors to gain access to premium liquidity pools where they constantly receive small amounts of tokens from projects that are predicted to succeed based on the success of their funding rounds on the OccamRazer platform. This is one of the unique features of OccamRazer that will set it apart from not just traditional centralized fundraising methods, but also from other crypto launchpads. To ensure that this system works, Occam will purchase approximately 20% of the fundraising tokens to then distribute to users who possess sufficient amounts of OCC tokens. Currently, the amount is set at 150 OCC, and members with at least 75 OCC tokens will be able to participate in so-called private pools, which are typically projects that are oversubscribed, thus making the initial investments in them somewhat of a premium that only specific members of the OccamRazer platform are allowed to participate in. It's important to note that while OccamRazer may be the most prominent and immediate project that OccamFi is working on, it isn't the only thing they have planned for Cardano. They mention how OccamRazer is not a unique platform, but a part of a larger ecosystem. This ecosystem will have three main components. We've already talked extensively about OccamRazer itself, the first of these components, but Occam has already detailed exactly what they have planned for the complete OccamFi ecosystem. Their website describes the second component as OccamX, a competitive and efficient DEX, filled with both industry standard and unique capabilities. OccamX will provide the next building block to accompany the primary market built on OccamRazer. According to them, they began working on this feature as early as 8 months ago. However, they place OccamX within the phase 2 of their roadmap, and so it's unclear when they exactly plan to release this on the Cardano framework. Their third component builds upon the foundation of OccamRazer while making the OccamFi ecosystem more sustainable. OccamDao, finally our governance layer together with the OCC token at its core, will govern how the ecosystem behaves. A decentralized autonomous entity controlled by the community, OccamDao will have multiple decision instances and be equipped with several opportunities for the ecosystem to leverage itself. Investments in projects deemed special by the community, Project X status, as well as incentive structures for staking validators will enclose a perfectly balanced ecosystem, says OccamFi. Given that OccamFi is proposing quite an ambitious project, they're being cautious in how they roll out their entire ecosystem. Initially, they plan to launch OccamRazer on the Ethereum mainnet, letting them test this system on a stable currency before they launch the platform on a coin that still has much room to grow. OccamFi says, during the first phase, we plan to release OccamRazer on the Ethereum mainnet with its core features, fixed price tools, OCC token staking for pool access, and liquidity mining. Now, this is a relatively bare-bones version of the system they aim to fully develop, omitting the more unique features, such as the continuous ecosystem diversification procedure that automatically airdrops small amounts of tokens into the wallets of users that possess sufficient amounts of OCC. Regardless, there will still exist the premium pools that will incentivize users to purchase OCC, and so the platform still has the potential to see sufficient growth during their initial test period. They say throughout the second phase, our intent is to release the full set of features for OccamRazer, enabling a much more flexible fundraising process as well as deeper integration of the OCC tokens utility. We also expect to release OccamX on the Ethereum testnet during this time. In the best case scenario, the launch of OccamX could piggyback off of OccamRazer, giving the new DEX the attention of investors who were impressed by the features offered by Occam's fundraising platform. What's more, phase 2 is when Occam plans on making the journey to Cardano to start taking advantage of the high liquidity that suits this fundraising platform perfectly. They say, according to Cardano's roadmap, a testnet with smart contracts should become available in this phase, which will allow us to begin the development of OccamRazer on Cardano. In parallel, we will collaborate with our business partners, centralized exchanges and wallets, towards building a Cardano Ethereum bridge, which will allow anyone to deposit, trade, and withdraw OCC as either Ethereum or Cardano native token. While the initial release on the Ethereum ecosystem is obviously a chance for Occam to test their system and refine it before they have a full release on Cardano, Ethereum may turn out to be a fruitful endeavor. It is one of the most popular cryptocurrencies to date, and if Occam can get their foot in the door, it may help them establish their platform as the de facto solution for fundraising new crypto projects even before they launch on the coin that their system is designed for. Now, phase 3 gives us some insight as to when Occam plans to fully finish the system. They say, while we believe that OccamRazer will be launched on the Cardano testnet in Q2 2021, we want to reserve sufficient room for development as we will have to code from scratch the entire smart contract codebase in Haskell. OccamX should be launched on the Ethereum mainnet, and development on Cardano is to follow. So it seems OccamFi doesn't plan to be exclusive to Ethereum for very long. Obviously, the development of the OccamFi ecosystem is going to be incredibly dependent on the development of Cardano. OccamFi is putting all of their eggs in the smart contract basket, and if Cardano fails to deliver, although unlikely, it could be bad for them. However, it's possible that these two ecosystems could grow together. Cardano could establish itself as the coin to use when fundraising a new project on a decentralized launchpad, with OccamFi being the platform of choice. So that's it, everybody. What do you think? Do you see OccamFi solutions helping grow the Cardano platform? Or do you think the partnership will struggle to meet demand? Let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate all of you cruising by, watching this video. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.